Hello everybody and welcome. In today's video, we're talking about the 2025 World Series matchup and reviewing some throwback hats. And let's get started with an overview. With the World Series between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays, I wanted to compare their throwback hats. They're two classic looks, so let's dive into them. First, we'll talk about the Blue Jays and their throwback hat. Now, they've had a few logo changes, especially as we went through the 90s and into the early 2000s. But for me, their best logo is the one they launched with in the late 1970s. This one in particular is the Blue Road version and fittingly celebrates their 1993 World Series appearance against the Philadelphia Phillies. This was the series where we had the infamous Joe Carter home run. It's a new era 5950 Cooperstown collection. And usually, these Cooperstown collection hats are made of wool instead of the normal polyester. If you're wondering, the wool hats don't affect the sizing and I've had no issues with fitment. I've always loved this version of the Blue Jays logo, and it really gives that nostalgic feel of baseball in the 1990s, which was the decade I grew up in. Talking about the modern Blue Jays for a bit, I do want to mention that although it disappeared for a time, I'm really happy that they brought back the white panel hats. They were introduced a few years ago and seemingly went away just as quick, but for some reason in this postseason run, they've reappeared. It's a mix of the old Blue Jays with their current logo, which was part of their throwback rebrand in the mid-aughts. It's the perfect refresh, and the white panel again harkens back to those early Blue Jay teams. This hat, since it's a current one worn by the team today, is part of the New Era Authentic collection. And again, it's made of polyester instead of wool like the one we just looked at. This means it has the New Era logo on the side and the current MLB logo on the back. I have no complaints about this white panel hat, and I wish that the Blue Jays would make it a permanent part of their uniform set. And with the Blue Jays out of the way, let's talk about the other participant in the World Series, the Dodgers. This hat was used from the early 1930s all the way up to their move from Brooklyn to Los Angeles in the late 1950s. I'm not exactly breaking new ground in saying that this hat is truly one of the most iconic hats in all of sports. It's a testament to the colors and design that this hat has looked good for nearly an entire century. Like the Blue Jays throwback, this is part of the New Era 5950 Cooperstown collection. We get the New Era logo on the side and the MLB logo on the back. Both logos are embroidered and raised a little bit off the hat, but obviously not as pronounced as the front logo. There is one thing I want to note about this particular hat, and it has to do with the construction. The top of the hat above the bill is raised, almost like it has a molded frame within it. This is a side-by-side comparison with the Blue Jays hat. It's really subtle, but you can see the difference in how the front crown area of the Dodgers hat is raised up. The front eyelets almost sit higher than the crown of the hat. Here's a quick cut-in with me wearing the Dodgers hat, and you can see that the crown actually extends further and changes the appearance of the hat. It's all personal preference, of course, but I did want you to be aware of the differences in this hat construction compared with some of the others. Strangely, there's only one other hat in my collection that has this type of construction, even though I have plenty of Cooperstown throwbacks. It's not to say that these are the only two with this type of construction, just the two that I've come across. And the other hat was this mid-90s throwback California Angels hat. It's a gorgeous hat, and again, it has the same type of construction as the Brooklyn Dodgers hat. It's subtle and it's not a negative either, but something I thought deserved mention. As we wrap up, the Blue Jays and Dodgers both have wonderful throwback hats that are worthy additions to any hat collection. Anyway, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching.